Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so this recipe is for cornbread dressing, and if you're interested in watching and learning how to make cornbread dressing the way I make it, stay tuned. So the first thing you want to do is that you want to make your cornbread. You want to make your cornbread in enough time for it to cool off. Now, if you're in a hurry, that's okay. You make your cornbread, leave it in the oven for a little longer, let it get a little drier. Now, you don't have to burn it, but you can just turn the oven off and let the cornbread just kind of come to a cooler temperature in the oven and then pull it out. This will help dry it out. After you dry out your cornbread or get it to a more crumbly consistency, now it doesn't have to be too dry because air will dry it, okay? So don't stress it. This is only if you're in a hurry, all right? If you don't have the time to make your cornbread a day ahead. I'm a planner when it comes to my meal prep, so I had my cornbread done in enough time to be able to crumble it and let it air dry on its own. Also, you want to have some toast. I'm a fan of Italian bread. It's always around here. So what I'll do is I'll take a couple slices off of that loaf and toast them. You want to toast this without any oil or anything. So just like if you're going to toast bread, you can toast it in your toaster, you can toast it in your oven. And don't let it get too brown, but you want it to get dry where it's completely like a crouton, a large crouton. Okay, and of course you have your mixed veggies that you want to add to it. All of the items that go into this dressing will be listed in the description box, okay? Now, what you want to do is you want to have your own broth if you like, or you can use your poultry broth. I use poultry broth. You make your poultry broth and you pour it over into your cornbread mixture with your veggies, and then you beat an egg with some milk and pour that over and stir it up nicely. Now you don't want it watery where you can see the vegetables floating, but you definitely want to have it where it's nicely saturated. Let it sit for a minute, okay? Give it about 5 or 10 minutes to just let it sit and let it cover and allow all of that broth just kind of soak into the bread, and then come back to it and then restir it some more. And then you can bake it in the oven at about 350 degrees. If you're using convection, you might want to reduce that time by about 50 degrees. You don't want it on air bake, you want it on just a bake because you don't want it moving around. And leave it uncovered and do that for about 30 to 45 minutes depending. Now you want to check because every oven is different, every elevation is different, every air oven is different. I tend to monitor my food a little bit more, especially now because I'm on a different elevation now. And I notice that foods cook a little bit faster down here than they did back up in Michigan, okay? And then allow it to cool. Now, if you have any more drippings left from your poultry, you just pour that over the top of your dressing. Set your bird nicely on the bed of your cornbread dressing, and then you have a nice presentation, but it's also delicious. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.